In this video, I'll show you how to use the kitchen scales the most effective way. I mean, it's just a kitchen scale and it measures the weight. There is a really interesting way to use the kitchen scale where it helps you measure the weight of things, especially when you're cooking or if you're checking the weight of an item. For example, if I have my phone here, this is a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and I wanted to check the weight of the phone, that would be a pretty easy option. I'll just put the phone on the weight and check the weight. But there is also a trick to it. So first I want to show you that you have the power on and then the unit. So here I press on the unit and it shows me ounces. I think that's ounces, and then pounds and grams. So I'll keep it like this in grams, and also it will show temperature. I think this one, no, that's just to turn it off. These are all the kilograms and all the weights. So this is a basically no name WHB05 kitchen scale. It's a really simple kitchen scale, nothing fancy about it, and not for commercial use. I guess this one is not very precise, maybe that's what it means. And you hold the power button until the numbers appear on the display. Add the object to be weighted. This one works with 2 AAA batteries. It's very basic kitchen scale, but what I wanted to show you now, but something happened now, it's broken. Did I just break it? Okay. The most important thing about the kitchen scale, you see now it's showing 6, there is nothing on it. You have to power it off, and then when you power it off, you put it on the surface where you want to use it, and then power it on and let it 0. You have to let it 0. Then when I put my finger on it, it will record some weight. When you're checking the weight of something, you can actually put the container first, empty container. So if I want to put in a bowl some meat or some vegetables or if I want to measure like half this or half that, now I have this container and the container is 18.2 grams, but I want to measure the weight of the contents without the container. It's very easy. I just press the power button here and it's zeroed. And if I remove the container, it will show minus 18.2. If I remove the container, it will show minus 18.2, and now it's 0. So all this is just an empty container, but like this, it zeroes in the weight of the item. And I can use water to just put some. I will show you with the water. So I want to put water. Normally you would measure it in volume, liters, but we can measure it also in grams. So 50 grams of water. Let's put more. Wow, that's precise, kind of. Somehow I was able to get it to 100 grams of water. So 100 minus 182 and 100. Here, if I wanted to add another ingredient, a second ingredient, I could actually zero the scale and add the next one. So I'll do it now. I don't know, it shows 101, I guess. Now it goes more heavy somehow. I'll zero the scale and now it's again at 0. If I remove the content, it's 0 again. And if I remove the glass with the 100 grams of water, it shows 282. And now it's 0. So I will add again. So I will add a bit more water I will add a bit more water to show you that now to simulate this is the second ingredient. I'm showing this to you with water, but you can actually do this with beans, with oil, with butter, anything that you can put on the scale and it has a weight, you can do this. As long as you zero the weight of the contents before you add the next ingredient, you can precisely add ingredients on top of each other easily like this, and you don't need multiple containers. You don't need a second container to measure the ingredients separate. All you have to do is add them together on top of each other. So now without the weight, if you want to be really scientific about it, we can zero the weight now. So now it's 0, and let's see how much water I drink in one sip. This is not going to be all. I will try to drink as normal as possible. I could drink the whole glass, but I just want to take a sip and see how much is in one sip. Let's see. It shows here -54 because now it's less 54. Now it's 54 grams less in the scale here. So one sip of my style of drinking without trying too much is 54 grams. Let's try another one. $93. That's pretty close. They are very similar. So if I wanted to really be scientific about this, I would take maybe 10 sips one by one and do an average of the sips, and that's the average sip. Yeah, so this one was a bit smaller, and that's why, I mean, being scientific means doing averages. And now when I remove everything, the scale is -344.49. So I can press the reset. It's back to reset. I like to use the grams because this is what we use here, but you can really use any scale. What I wanted to show you the most was that you can actually place the container on top of the scale, reset it, and then add your ingredients. But also you can add one ingredient, then reset, then add another ingredient, and keep doing this while you mix them together in one bowl. So you don't have to put them in multiple bowls together. For example, I will show you. This is the 0 Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra with the case on. That's 269 grams. And to compare, Sony Xperia 1 Mark V, 237 grams with the case. $269. So we have here Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra in the case, 269 grams, and Sony Xperia 1 Mark V also in the case, 237 grams. So about 30 grams less than the Samsung. One way to check that the weight is actually working properly is to check a known item and make sure the weight is the same as on the package, but I already lost a few beans here, so that's not going to be the same. This should be 500 grams and it's actually 505. So I guess they put more to compensate for loss in, this is rice. This should be 500 grams, but it's better they put more, a little bit more. Another way is to use water. The water has a known weight, and not mineral water, but to use plain water. And if it's 1.5 liters, usually it's going to be 1.5 kilos. This is the idea how water works. Anything that has a known weight, and for really precise measurements, you will want to use actual weights made to check the weight. But that's too far for the kitchen. It's much simpler to just use your phone. If I remove the case of the phone, then and I put it on the scale, then I look up the official weight of the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. That's going to be a precise measurement. So let's try it. Let's see. I removed the phone from the case, and now it's only the phone, and this should be 237. And let's find out what is the weight specification of Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra.
Grams, 8.25 ounces.
234 grams. So this one a bit heavier, 237. So maybe this scale has 5 grams extra than normal. Now it's zeroed. I could try to zero in again. There is nothing on the phone, nothing extra. It's only the phone and the memory card. Maybe the SIM card, but the SIM card wouldn't be 5 grams, but it could be. 237. So maybe without the SIM card, something like that. But now this one, 505, this is closer, because if you remove about 4 grams, it's 500, pretty close. So this is how you use the kitchen scale. Multiple ways to use it. Let me know in the comment section below if you use this in the kitchen or you test your devices. I use it in the kitchen mostly to check the weight of ingredients. Thanks for watching.